Friday, guys. How we doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I heard no opening statement today, so fire away.
What did you do to prepare for this coming season from last season?
I think one of the biggest things is to go back and view the experiences that you had the season prior, and to evaluate what you've done in spring football. We played a lot of young people last year and wanted to see their progression from their freshman to sophomore years. Have watched that in the spring, as well as establishing what we did good and what we needed to improve on from last year, and try to implement those in our training camp coming up here on August 3rd.
What are your thoughts on Elijah Griffin, the young kid that's coming in?
Yeah, Elijah is one of the premier corners that was coming out of high school. A great two-way player too, and has shown great signs of the man and player he's going to be for USC in these summer workouts. I know he's earned a lot of respect among his teammates with his work ethic. Just a kind of shut up and work mentality, to be honest, a blue collar mentality. And we had seen that in his time in high school, and glad it's carrying over to USC.
Clay, what has made Utah a challenging matchup for your team the last 2 years?
I'll say right off the bat, Kyle Whittingham. I think he is not only one of the better coaches in our league, but in the country. I have so much respect for him, his coaching ability, the kids he signs and develops, and it's always been a challenging game for us. And it's always been, the last 2 years have come down to the last play, it seems like, and we'll have the opportunity to go back to Rice Echoes, which is a phenomenal place to play, an electric atmosphere with great fans that love their team and love football there. So it's always been a fun game. It's always great to compete against Kyle and his team. You know you're in for a very physical opponent, a very well-coached opponent, and that's you love playing against the best.
Coach, you lost a lot of key players this year, a lot of leadership roles. What do you tell to the younger guys they're going to be on a much larger stage, maybe under the microscope a little more?
One more time, please.
So you lost a lot of key pieces this year, like a quarterback, like a lot of leadership roles. What do you tell the younger guys who are going to need to step up and kind of be under that microscope a little harder?
Well, it's their opportunity. That's the beauty of SC is every time you lose a tremendous player. I remember losing Robert Woods and going, okay, what's going to happen? There's Marquise Lee. And if you lose him, there's Nelson Aguilar. You lose him, there's Juju Smith. You've acquired the talent that you believe in and the men that you believe in, and now it's their opportunity to compete. And the guy that is the best player for the moment is going to walk out there. And there's going to be several young players that have that opportunity. It's a great mix on this team. I think about the two young men that are here today, in Cam Smith and Porter Dustin. They're kind of what we have right now on the defensive side of the ball. Great experience, great leadership, great talent, and are really believe in team success over their individual success. So there's a great complement of both, I think, on this football team. A little bit of youth, but a lot of guys that have played a lot of football too. Maybe not some marquee star names. There'll be some star names by the end of the year, but I really like this team for what it is. It's a team and a unified team, and I'm looking forward to watching them compete.
What star names do you think should be thrown out there right now?
Star names, that should be, the two that are here to me are superstars. I've watched them play as freshmen. I think about the young men, it's a special group for me, as well as our coaching staff, because we kind of all got in this together. It was 3 years ago. I'm sitting there as an interim head coach, and here these guys are as freshmen, and us saying, man, let's go do something special. Let's have fun together. Let's be a family. Let's go win. Let's go compete for a Pac-12 title. We win the Pac-12 South. This group has won a Rose Bowl, a Pac-12 title now, and now wants to compete for a national title. And they're a special group and have done some special things, and it's been a joy to coach them.
What did you learn 2 years ago? You had a quarterback battle on a freshman. How does that help you going into this year with three guys?
Yeah. It's a different situation, I think. With Max and Sam, you had a redshirt junior that had played a lot of ball, so you knew there. This situation, you have some guys that have, not a lot of experience. Matt has the only experience in games, and it's really extremely limited. So it's going to be about who the best player is in the moment. And it doesn't matter his age to me, because not any of them have great experience. So it's about who's going to be able to productively move our football team, move our offense, and put the ball in the end zone in training camp. Because of the reps, we will do some things that provide more reps for us at that position. We'll two-spot a lot of our drills, maybe two-spot, a 7-on-7, some team situations, so to be able to view all positions. We're a deep football team this year at a lot of positions, and want to be able to look at everybody so we get the best player out there. But that'll be important to us, is to be able to make sure there's quality reps for everybody.
Do you have a goal that when you have that set, the first 2 weeks, how soon do you want to make that pick?
We've got 25 practices. I will name somebody before the opening game. I don't have a crystal ball because I'm going to have time enough to allow the kids to compete and make the best decision for a football team. So I think it'll be later than sooner. I just don't have a crystal ball on when that is. When I feel confident enough in it to make that decision, I'll let everybody know. Just like last time, I'll let the quarterbacks know and their families know first, and then I'll let the media know afterwards as soon as possible. But I would like to do it before. I won't go out there Saturday with nobody knowing who the quarterback is. I'm not going to do that. I want our team to know that, but I don't have a crystal ball for that day.
You're seeing your guys during the offseason. It looks like the strength and conditioning program is paying off as much as it has since I've seen it in the last few years. And the guys have talked about how you've given them everything that they need, nutrition-wise. Can you just help us with some of the stuff that you've given them this offseason?
Yeah, this is a team that really wants to work. They have a tremendous work ethic, and I credit Ivan Lewis. I think every year I'm going to lose the guys in the NFL, and there were several teams coming to try to get them this year. But to be able to have the consistency and stability first of having an Ivan Lewis and his staff, I thought was imperative. And then two, our nutrition program, I think, is second to none. And Miss Andrea does a tremendous job for us on a daily basis, is allowing these kids to provide the calories that they need to be able to hold their weight on a daily basis. These guys work extremely hard during the summer to prepare, and you have to be able to put that nutrition in there for them. And whether it's supplement meals, whether it's our training table, whether it's providing them the level of nutrition at what I think is the highest level of the country, I think helps these guys. And then you have guys that are disciplined like Porter, and him lead the way. I think that's important. He shows guys that your body is a temple. It's a Ferrari, and you have to take care of it. And I think he's the best example of what we want.
Have you seen the results like us that go out and see the guys and some of the workouts?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been a great summer. But I think because of the level of competition that's around, the depth. There's guys pushing each other. They've got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder that they want to be the best in the country. I think that's helped. The level of competition has helped, and them just knowing what they want to do and the goals that they have out there.
So you're in such a pressured job. Does the contract extension at all make you feel any more comfortable at all, or does it change anything about the tightrope you're always seeing you walk?
One of the great things, Bill, that I love about the job is the expectations. I love it. It's the reason that I came to SC. I think that we all came to SC because I've never seen it as an obligation. I've always just seen it as an opportunity. I've always wanted to compete at the highest level, and so do our players. And, with that comes expectation. We're at a place that's got 11 national championships and, 125 years of tradition of excellence. And we represent something that's bigger than ourselves. And, as nice as winning a Rose Bowl was and a Pac-12 title was, like I told our guys, let's not pat ourselves on the butt until we win a national championship and where we belong. Then we'll pat ourselves on the butt, and then let's go try to get another one. But I love the expectations as part of it. And I probably put more pressure on myself. Contracts don't mean anything to me. Team success means a lot.
Clay, year 3, is this program on schedule, what you envisioned when you took over?
What I wanted was the opportunity to provide consistency and stability and a standard of play that was constant, that had the opportunity to compete not only for Pac-12 titles but national titles regularly. I still wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and there's a minute 49 on the clock in Pullman, Washington, and we're down 3. That haunts me because I know that game probably held us out of contention for having a chance at a playoff run. And that's the next step for us, is leaving no doubt. And that's kind of the phrase that we're saying with our team, is to try to leave no doubt in each and every game. Do not take any game for granted, and bring our best effort to the park each and every time to eliminate the mistakes that can cripple you in a game and cause you to do some really exceptional things down the stretch. So are we on pace? Yes. I think that the last 2 years, to have the chance to win a Rose Bowl and Pac-12 title, yes. Are we where we want to be? No. When we win a national title, that's where we're going to be.
Coach, what are your expectations on Michael Pittman Jr. this season?
Extremely high. I was very proud of Michael, especially him and Tyler, how they finished down the stretch. Really led our football team. I think you go back to that Pac-12 title game and him catching 170 yards worth of balls, and then what he did in the bowl game. You go back and watch, the guy had a broke thumb, and he's out there competing and playing and making plays. Just a really special talent that had a great offseason, a great spring, a 6'4.5", 270-pound physical receiver that has little man skills. I expect huge things from him.
Do you expect him to take more of a leadership role?
No question. He already has. He's done it in workouts. He did it when he was a freshman. If you remember, on special teams. I mean, he's been a big-time player ever since he's gotten here, and has welcomed the bright lights and wants them. And between him and Tyler Vaughns, I think you're going to see some exceptional things from those two kids that really grew up for us last year.
What about the linebackers that you brought in? You brought 2 linebackers. Is that a subliminal message?
Say it one more time.
You brought in 2 linebackers, and 2 defensive guys, no offensive guys. I'm wondering, is that a subliminal message to the rest of the league? And as a follow-up, what have you specifically told to Daniels as to what he needs to do to nail down the starting job?
Well, I'll go with the quarterback question first. I've told all the quarterbacks, what it takes to be each and every one, what it takes to be the quarterback here, and we'll review that as we get into camp. But one, I've always said, is the intangibles. You represent USC, and you're in the second largest media market in the country. So how you represent yourself on and off the field is imperative. How you are the example of that coach is. The next is your decision-making, timing, and accuracy. That's part of being a quarterback. But the last one's the most important to me, is how productive you are, moving the ball, how you put it in the end zone, how you win football games. And, for us, we're going to put those kids in some tough situations in training camp, more live situations than just throwing the ball on air and 7-on-7s. They're going to see bullets fly, and they're going to have poor Gustin bring them down their neck and Cam Smith bring them down their neck and see how they function, how they operate, and how the ball moves. And the guy that's playing the best is going to go out there. In this situation, it does not matter your age. It's the guy that's going to actually compete and play the best that can move our football team.
Okay, and as far as the linebackers?
The linebackers, I brought 2 linebackers today because they represent what Trojans are. They're great players, they're great men, and they're great students. Both of them graduate this semester. Both of them are going to play on Sundays, and both of them are defining what Trojans are. And if I've heard both of them, I want everybody else to know that's what the example of the Trojan is. I could have brought a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys like me. I think of Marvell Tell, Biggie Marshall, I think of Total Oakland, to Chris Brown. There's a lot of guys on this team that are just like me. I just think that those 2 guys are tremendous examples of what we want Trojans to be.
As a follow-up to the quarterback question now, I've noticed a lot of inexperienced quarterbacks, the game comes really fast to them. It's like they can't catch up, and you want the game to slow down. Have you noticed the quarterbacks, does the game slowing down for them, or are they still in that it's too fast?
No, I thought that the 3 quarterbacks that were on campus in the spring progressed a lot from practice 1 to practice 15. That practice 1, I was like, oh gosh. And then by practice 15, I was like, we got something. These kids are progressing. I think that anytime that you put the live bullets out there in those live situations, that's when you really find out. And that's what our challenge is as coaches, is to provide as many real live situations as we can in camp.
Is Stephen Carr?
Where's Stephen Carr at?
He's good right now. He's just been cleared to practice. Obviously coming off of back surgery, we'll be smart. We won't throw him out there for the whole practice, but we'll bring him along, just like a guy that's been off. It reminds me a little bit of, if you remember Dory Jackson, who had a great track campaign in his senior year, but hadn't had a lot of functional football movement. He was cleared to practice, but we eased him into it. And we'll do the same thing with Steven. I've had the chance to watch him run, have the chance to watch him change direction, have asked, do you feel any pain? And he feels great right now. But obviously he has not been hit yet. We'll slow pace that, see where he's at, and hopefully by game one he's ready to go.
Hey,
You
what
touched on
sort
it
of-
earlier with the recent wide receiver lineage, and I think the same can be said about several other positions, linebackers, Devon Kennard, and then Hayes Pollard, and then Uchenna, and now Cam and Porter. So what is it about USC that enables and kind of facilitates players to have that next man up mentality, not only on the field, but off the field with the way they conduct themselves and their leadership and carry on?
I think it goes back to that older brother, younger brother mentality, and that sense of tradition, of excellence at your position. Every time that I see a guy leave, the level of recruiting that we do here at USC, not only as players but people, I think is very important. Coaches are nice, but players win games, and to be able to bring that level of talent, that level of person into your organization and to your team is important. And I think that's what creates the ability to go to the next guy and to not lack production. It's been going on here for a long time. The quarterback was going 2001 with Carson, and every guy after that has done a tremendous job.
What sort of feedback are you getting on freshmen like Amon-Ra and JT? I mean, you don't get to watch them, but I'm sure you're hearing things.
Well, we actually do. If you get to watch summer workouts and summer conditioning, it is open to coaches. You can't be out there for the player run practices, but you do get to see them move around. You do get to see their work ethic, and they are, both Ra and Devin Williams have provided great sense of maturity, both from a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint, I think, and usually that equals the ability to contribute. I know a lot of the kids bragging on Ra and what he's doing, and he's kind of had that shut up and work mentality in this summer, and is earning a lot of respect.